What's going on, G-Ballers? Today I have a new knife here to share with you coming in from Tenable, and this is one that I've been waiting on for quite a while, and I know many of you have been waiting on this one as well. Now, if this is your first time stopping by, welcome to GBall Vision. Feel free to drop a comment below. Let me know what your EDC is for today. So we are going to be looking at the brand new Tenable knives, Fenrir, and yes, you're going to see a button there, but this isn't the standard button plunge lock. This is going to be a top liner lock style, which is awesome. I think this is something many of us have been waiting on Concept to do. They have really been listening to all of us though. Initially, we wanted an affordable Fenrir. They did one with a plunge lock. It was awesome. Then people wanted a crossbar lock, and as those were coming out, people wanted a top liner lock style. So they've been putting all this into circulation, and anything that I would say, if you want something specific from them, let them know that, because the more people that relay information to them, the better things are going to get. They have several different variations of this knife available, and they really, at least in my opinion, kind of had a sneaky drop of these. You can see this one has the Damascus blade that they do, but like I said, they will have other variations. I believe they're coming in Nitro V, and then they have different aluminum handles and different colors, along with different textures and materials. So we have blue aluminum, like an aqua blue aluminum here, and then we have a deep carry clip. They did make it right hand and left hand friendly, and that is going to be a steel pocket clip there. So man, all the things that we love about the Fenrir in an affordable package here with an awesome locking mechanism and a couple of different flavors that you can get the handle and blade in. We'll get a quick measurement here on the knife, see what we're looking at for the people who haven't maybe seen this knife before. We have almost what I would consider a full-size knife. It's down there at 7 7/8 overall, 3 inches of cutting edge, and we'll call it 3.5 inches of total blade. For size comparison, we have the Kaiser drop bear and the Benchmade bug out. Fenrir is going to be a little bit bigger. For some reason, I can't find my crossbar lock Fenrir. I have it somewhere, but there are a plethora of different Fenrirs that you can get from Concept and Tenable. There's Damascus versions on both ends with premium handle materials and a little bit more affordable materials. There's a liner lock, but we have the top liner lock and button plunge lock versions, and there's even crossbar lock versions. So no shortage of different Fenrirs to choose from, which is really cool. And you can see they've made them left hand friendly over the different iterations. I believe this one's going to come in around $90, but the more base versions with the Nitro V are going to be under 70, like 65, I think. That'll be without any coupon codes. We're talking down around $60 for the base version of this knife, and I think that's with aluminum handles. I think they even may have some cheaper versions as well that are actually down around the $60 price point. Now, there's a good chance some of these will be out of stock. Some of them are going to go out of stock very quickly. Tenable has had a few hits this year that have just really done well and went out of stock, come back into stock in some cases, and then went back out again. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be one of those models, just because it's very affordable. I mean, this is ultra competitive with even something like the Vosteed Raccoon, which is in the knife world, a flat out amazing budget knife. These are like $60 in this configuration, maybe even 65. If we're talking aluminum and Nitro V with the same setup here, down at the same price or even lower, that is phenomenal in my opinion, and ultra competitive. So Tenable is really doing us justice this year here in 2025. They have been killing it all year long, along with their sister company, Concept. They have maintained and had my respect all year long. Since last year, they've been proving it, and they're going to probably end the year as my most improved company of the year, which is, in my small little world, a big deal. Get the arch nemesis out of his hole here, and we'll give this thing a weight check. I like to guess the weight here on the channel, and I invite you to play along. You can put your guess down in the comments there. Even if you've already left 2 other comments, put another one down there. The more, the merrier. I'm going to give it a go here. We do have steel liners, of course, there. A little bit of milling on the show side. It's a heftier knife, but not too crazy. What do you think, guys and gals? 3. Does it feel heavier than 3.9? No, it can't be. Can it? 3.9. It is. It is. All right. 122 grams. I'll take it. It's been a couple days. I'll take it. It was heavier. Okay, man. Just like that, we'll get the calipers out and we'll check the dimensions here on the handle. We're looking at 0.48, 12.4 millimeters, 3.4 millimeters on the blade stock, 137 thousandths on the blade stock. And we'll pick a random spot here, try to get a good hold and read. 22 thousandths. So coming down there, very average. Can't remember what that is in millimeters. I should by now. Down there around 0.5. Okay, so about 0.5 millimeters on the BTE here for the Fenrir. Let's see how this cuts out of the box. And we have our magazine paper deal here. Let's see what kind of edge we have on the Fenrir here. And I would say that is excelente. This just lends itself to being a whew. This is so nice. There's a reason, and if you haven't been around for a little while, there was a point in time where there was only a concept version like this. And it was, little more expensive, but still reasonable, but a little bit more expensive and very, very hard to come by these. After these initially dropped the first time, they kind of hung around a little bit, but then when word got out, they just sold out. And they could not keep these in stock. I remember waiting over a year to pick up one of these and finally get the one that I wanted to get, because these were in such high demand that anytime any of them came back in stock, they would sell out immediately. I think these are a little bit more readily available in various configurations. It's going to be the various Tenable versions that you run into some issues with. Now, we didn't do our standard pocket clip check there after the measurements, but just they've used this clip several times on the Tenable line of knives, and it's a good clip. It works well. No issues with it. It's going to carry pretty deep. You'll have a little bit poking out of the pocket there, but not much at all. It's going to work well for this knife, no question about it. And it's left-hand friendly. That is a good thing. That is a concern that some knives will fall into and not do so well with. What kind of nitpicks can I think of with this knife? To be very honest, there's not a whole lot. Looking at what it is, what I want the Nitro V or the Damascus, it's like I always say, do you want performance from the knife or do you want an aesthetic knife? Because the Damascus is going to give you that aesthetic, that louder aesthetic, an attractive aesthetic, and it's still going to perform pretty well. I'm almost positive it's a VG10 base, which is going to make this a good steel. The Nitro V is going to be possibly more of a performance steel, but not going to give you quite the flair that the Damascus does. So ultimately, that's up to you and your preference. If you want something that can cut and do just fine, the Damascus will work. If you want something a little louder, either way, they have several variations. I think some have a black wash. I think they have some other coated style variants, and I expect them to be releasing a bunch of these guys. So if there's one you want and it's not there, it's safe to assume these will be back relatively soon. That's just my opinion anyway, so don't get bogged down or out of shape if there's not one there that you want. They will be back, I'm sure. As far as nitpicks, though, I mean, some jimping on the ramp here would be a nice touch. We could get into the backspacer deal, but because of this design, you could probably have one in here up to a certain extent. But, this is a knife and a design where I can almost just it's weird to say it, but I can do without it. It's still comfortable and whatnot, chamfered down nicely on the edges there. Clip doesn't bother me in my hand at all. It fits well because of how it's designed. It just works good. But yeah, it's thick enough here. Nothing's thin and digging into my hand, Obviously, if you're going to be standing here squeezing the hell out of the knife, your hand is going to get tired eventually, no matter what the hell it is you're grabbing a hold of. But as far as hurting your whittle patties, I don't think this knife is going to hurt you whatsoever. So really, what did I say? Jimping here, backspacer, good. I don't even know if they could have done too much really with that. Lanyard hole, left and right hand carry. Could you say, give me a milled clip on here? Yeah, you could, but then you'd have people saying, I could have done without the clip. So I think if you wanted a milled clip, that's a standard stacked pattern there. So probably could easily find a titanium deep carry clip, a milled titanium clip that'll fit that. And somebody in the comments might even know about that. So that's definitely a possibility also that you could go that route. But for a $60, $70 knife, spicing it up on your own terms, there's nothing wrong with that either. Putting an aftermarket clip on it if you love the knife. A couple of laser cuts in the button would have been cool, like some milling or, jimping, just to give it an aesthetic, maybe a little bit more machine time, but I don't think much. I think that would have been cool. They do have textured aluminum, so if you feel like, this would somehow slip out of your hand or whatever, they have textured ones. They also have other variations. I've never understood that, though. I mean, I understand that it feels slippery, but for me to say I'd be worried about this slipping out of my hand, if you could rip this out of my hand, I'd like to see it, I guess. But I understand it's slippery. It feels slippery, but when I don't know. When I get it aluminum in my hands, I don't have any trouble gripping it and holding on to it. But we're all different, and I've come to realize that no matter how much I've struggled with it, everybody has different hands, different feelings about things. So Tenable does a good job at listening to that and putting out various versions that appeal to a wide range. I don't know why I'm babbling for 20 minutes, but let's bash this thing and see what we got. Shouldn't have any issues here. Look at that freaking massive stop pin in there. That's a beast. Let's hope here. I do feel a slight, and I mean a slight, like if I really wrench on it, I can get it to go up and down. Nothing side to side. Shouldn't have any issues though here. Couple of light taps on the tip there just to get us going. We'll close it and check it. Give it a good triple tap there in the middle. Close it and check it. And another triple just to double check. Yeah, feels good, sounds good. And we'll run this through a couple of checks here. Make sure everything is holding on as it should. Perfectly centered up through all that fiddle farting around. Feels good. Does have that slight bit of up and down, but like I said, it's not a cause for concern. And compression locks are, you know, one of the strongest locks on the market, one of the most resilient. And what's cool about them is you get the fun and fidgetiness of a button, but you're going to get a very tough and strong lock, and you retain a true detent. So that's going to make this knife very fun and very ideal for many out there. You can see the blade here. Give a final look at that bad boy. Harpoon, whatever you want to call this. Harpoon drop point, harpoon clip point, harpoon drop point, clip point, droppy doo, boo boo doo doo, whatever you want to call it, is cool with me. It's pokey, it's slicey, it's an awesome blade. It's nice and low, so you can get up on it and really get accurate if you need to. Yeah, it's a great knife. I don't need to bewilder the point any longer. It is a dope knife. Wish I knew where my crossbar lock version was, though. That'll do it, though. So let me know. What do you think of the Fenrir family? Which one would you lean more towards? The plunge lock, crossbar, top liner, the premium version? We need a premium version with a top liner lock. That would be, ooh, we need that. Cuckoo for Cocoa. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs concept. We want a premium version. I have said it for the community. I think I speak for everyone that we want a top liner lock in a premium version, about $175 on the price tag. If you want to do a Damascus inlay, you know, okay, for a little bit more, okay, I'll take it. How about something like Crewwear steel? All right, I'm just wishing. But, yeah, let me know what you think. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Do this every day. If you love knives and gear, this is the place for you. I'll pop up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.